The paperwork that you guys are seeing where it says that Tammy said Meech do no. Let's go back to that. She initially said Meech knew, and in my opinion, I think she kind of said that because I don't think they could have did the deal or whatever without her saying Meech knew. It's nowhere in the paperwork that says Meech sat down with a DA, with this person. Everything that we're going off of is this Tammy lady word, okay? So initially, I believe she did say, yeah, Meech, only because a judge would be like, well, we're not doing this, and Meech doesn't even know what's going on. So I do believe that's why she said it at first. Is again, she's trying to take the bottom bitch role. She's trying to be the writer, and she's trying to secure his early release at any means. So I guess she's thinking maybe she's gonna be the all in all if she could pull this off and get him out. I do think at the end of the day, just the fact that if Meech did have her in between running plays, doing whatever, I don't think Meech ever planned on coming. His plan was never to come home to her, because I guess everybody pretty much know, like, the way Meech moved, he protected the people he loved. So I don't think he ever would have had her doing anything, calling people, setting up stuff, any of that, if he ever was planning on being with her. He seemed to distance himself from people that he didn't want involved in his stuff, and because he had her right in the middle of it, and then I think he met her through, she was messing with his homeboy or something first, and then him and her got cool. So I think she was just a means to an end. I don't think Meech ever was really serious about her, because again, the people that he really fucked with and loved, he didn't really deal with. If you listen to the Salsa Boy and J-Bo, like, none of them really talked to Meech when he was locked up. He distanced himself from a lot of things because, one, he was trying to do his time and get home, and B, I just don't feel like he wanted his family, like, just caught up in things, which speaks of Meech's character to me more. So moving forward, Tammy ends up having this big affair with the DA. It comes out because Cuffy gets arrested, and his family hires a private investigator. The private investigator follows the DEA, and they find this affair. Interesting fact number 2 is, once again, to save her own ass, Tammy went in and she testified against now the DEA. She admitted to the relationship. She admitted to all this stuff. So the DEA gets fired. So Tammy is showing a repeated behavior of throwing people under the bus to save her own ass, being a liar and being a manipulator. I mean, she's doing this over and over and over and over and over again. So again, I don't think Meech knew any of this, because I just can't see him giving his rights to anything to somebody who's showing so many snakish ways. I think Meech was making decisions based off of being locked up. He's at this time been in, about 8-9 years, money probably gone, getting low, whatever. So I believe that he was just trying to secure that movie deal to keep them funds coming in. Meech is a hustler. Okay, so then what no one is showing is the paperwork that Tammy comes back and she, under oath, swears that no, Meech knew nothing about this. It was something she did on her own. So yes, they do have some kind of document where she say, oh yeah, Meech knew. But what they don't show you is she came back and she retracted the statement, and she said, no, honestly, Meech did not know anything about this. This was something that I did. I was trying to get his time off, which is what I believe the truth was, because I believe, again, she was just trying to, be that rider, that bottom bitch. And she did do an affidavit that said Meech did not know. Keep in mind, the DEA that's working, or the handler, they call him, she's sleeping with this guy the whole time. So, we don't really know what was really going on with that. Important fact again, Cuffy is not in jail for any of this. He's in jail for some unrelated charges that they heard on a wiretap. So if people are saying Meech got Cuffy 50 years or 30 years or however much time he got, but no, all of that stuff got threw out. Everything got threw out with that whole Tammy situation with this. No, he's in jail for something that doesn't have anything to do with Big Meech, Tammy, or anything. That's a fact that's big that people need to be talking about, that he is not locked up for this. B, the initial contact with Tammy, between Tammy and Cuffy, was about a movie deal, not drugs. Tammy just ended up fucking on the handler, and when Cuffy called and was asking, different little questions, the handler found out who he was, and then they decided to, because she's already a paid informant, let's bring him down too. I think that had nothing to do with Meech, guys. I don't. I do not think we have to go back to the fact of Meech took a plea to save his family. If he was that scantless, he would have talked right off the bat. He didn't. I am a person that stands on my word, that stands on integrity. So I guess I can kind of understand certain things or see things a little different. Yes, people will do the weirdest things, but when you look back and think about the sacrifices he made, spending 20, 25 years in prison, I don't think he would have risked his name already doing that much time. Very, very, very important factor, guys. If you go to CD Nash, I believe I'm saying that right page, he actually hired a paralegal to look into things. And the paralegal said that Meech was not even eligible for early release during this time. Apparently, he was getting into fights. He was getting thrown in the hole. He had got found with wine. He had got found with a phone. Like, he kept getting tickets and violations. And that's why Terry got out, his brother, 4 years before Meech, because Terry pretty much had a clean record where Meech had all these black marks on his record. So if that's true, that completely destroys what everyone is saying, because what they're saying now, if you listen to lawyers that know the law, not the nigga law, Meech wasn't even eligible for an early release during the time all this stuff was going on. So why he would put himself out there and wasn't even eligible, we gotta kind of, this is important information, and why I make this video. We have to understand certain things. When Tammy told the handler that was handling her case that she wanted to give Meech some time off, by then, if they wasn't fucking, they was damn near about to be fucking. And he like, well, sure, we can work on that. Well, he's going to tell you anything because he wants to continue to fuck you, and he know that your dog in the fight is trying to get Meech out early. He probably knew that Meech was not getting out early, that he wasn't even eligible to get out early. But because he knew if he said that, Tammy might back out or stop doing things, or again, he's married, seeing her 5-6 times out the week. So he was damn near looked like he was in love. So he would have agreed to anything just to keep fucking on her. So I'm saying that to say, even if Tammy doesn't know the law, she's just a snitch. But the DA people, the feds, whoever, they knew. But they were doing so much shady stuff. Were they going to ever tell? I don't think so. And again, all of this ended up hitting the fan only because Cuffy Peoples hired, like, I think a private investigator or something, and kind of followed around and seen what was going on. Now, I will say this, where things went wrong. I believe what happened was because I believe